Welcome back to SouFLoTV again, everybody. It is your host with the most. So, Jamaicans who came to the UK as children will be left off the next deportation flight. Now, as you know, or if you don't know, there is a deportation flight, what they call a charter flight, that is getting ready right now to leave the UK. And they've already selected who they are going to put on that flight. And from what I'm hearing, it is about 50 people. Now, we've always said here at SouFLoTV that we firmly believe in deportation. When you go to other people's country, put your best foot forward, represent the nation that you come from with pride and dignity so others can have that same opportunity as well. Don't go effing it up for everybody else, right? We also have said, though, that people who went to the UK or other foreign countries like the US when they were children should never be deported as adults. There's no way we can justify a child coming to the UK at 6 years old, 7, 8, 9 years old, and you're deporting this person back at 35 and 45 years old when this person has never returned to the place that they came from. It is simply inhumane. Well, after some big name people like Naomi Campbell, who herself has Jamaican roots, by the way, took to the front lines to protest this next flight coming out of the UK, they have come up with something that looks good. It's a step in the right direction, but it's not perfection yet. So, The Guardian just printed and it says that a deal has been quietly agreed between the Home Office and Jamaica not to remove people who came to the UK as children on a controversial charter flight to the Caribbean island this week. Its High Commissioner has said. Now, as you all know, the flight is scheduled to arrive on the 2nd of December 2020 promptly, and they have no qualms. They are not planning to stop this flight, no matter how many people gather and protest. But they are tweaking who they will send on the flight and who will not be sent on the flight. So, further on, Seth Romakan told The Guardian that following diplomatic overtures to the Home Office, officials have agreed not to deport Jamaicans who came to Britain under the age of 12. All right, so you heard it here. Officials have agreed not to deport Jamaicans who came to the UK under the age of 12. This is a step in the right direction. Now, of course, anybody is going to be wondering, is this going to be a permanent thing? Is this written into law? Is this the new change in the law? Or was this just for this particular flight? Well, let's read some more. So the Home Office has declined to comment, and there has been no public announcement about this little deal. It comes after 82 black public figures. 82 black public figures in the UK, including the author Bernardine Evaristo, model Naomi Campbell, and historian David Olusoga, urged the airlines not to carry out to 50 Jamaicans on the Home Office deportation flight schedule for Wednesday. 50. So we have a number now. Home Office charter flights, they're pretty common. And they're a common way of removing those who have been classified as people who no longer have the right to remain, including due to certain serious criminal convictions. Now, last charter flight to Jamaica, get this, the last charter flight to Jamaica from the UK was in February. Many others due to fly had their deportation halted at the 11th hour, or what we call last minute, due to legal actions. Now, charter flights to Jamaica, they're particularly controversial because of the whole Windrush scandal, and also because some earmarked for deportation came to the UK as children and had families there. This is one of the platforms that have spoken out about that constantly, that yes, send back whoever it is that's messing up your country. If they went there as adults, they already know what it is. They already know that it's a privilege that was extended to them, and if they choose to violate it and make the rest of us look bad, then send their behinds back to where they come from and open the door to somebody else who is more determined to live a positive and upright life, right? However, again, I say, if they came there as children and they are now grown men and women, then they have no business being returned back to Jamaica. I call that destabilization. It is a part of a plot to destabilize a small island like Jamaica by sending back people who have no support system there, have no connections there, and are going to be forced to do things to survive. Now, in 2018, the Home Office commissioned a report from the former Prisons and Probation Ombudsman, who is Stephen Shaw, called for a new approach to the policy of detaining and removing people who had committed crimes but lived most of their lives in Britain. He called for that. The Home Office has not implemented the recommendation, but Ramakan said that the High Commission had made representations ahead of this particular charter flight, and that an agreement has been reached not to deport those who arrived in the UK as young children. Now get it. When we say as young children, they've actually put an age limit there. It's not law. It's kind of like an understanding, but it's not law, at least not as yet. They have consented to having an age limit. It isn't that the law has changed in any way. So don't go away telling people, oh, they changed the law in the UK and you can't get deported if you came to the UK under the age of blah, blah, blah. It's not law. It's only for this particular flight, okay? It isn't the law, and the law hasn't changed in any ways. They're calling it a consideration, a request that has been granted. We really appreciate the level of cooperation and consideration given to the representations we have made to the Home Office. Karen Doyle, from the campaign group that's called Movement for Justice, has analyzed the background of charter flight deportees, and this is what she found. She said that of the sample of 20 cases, so she took 20 cases randomly, of the sample of 20 cases who are due to fly to Jamaica on Wednesday, December 2nd of 2020, it is notable that none of them arrived in the UK before the age of 12. So guess what? They will all be on that flight heading to Jamaica. Doyle said that with previous charter flights, though, the proportions who arrived here as children was always much higher. So in this particular flight, there's really nobody there that came under 12, right? This is a welcome change and something that has been fought for many years, but the secrecy around it is disturbing. A backroom deal just for this flight, that's not acceptable. The change must apply to all those who came as children, regardless of their country of origin. The Lib Dem Home Affairs spokesperson Alistair Carmichael said that it shouldn't take the Jamaican government to force the Home Office to act. This sort of deal-making behind closed doors is no way to make policy on such an important issue, he said. Now, Bella Sankey, who is the director of Detention Action, said, if true, then this agreement marks progress in reforming our barbaric deportation system. But why the secrecy, though? To be effective, this rule must be written into law so that it can provide protection in practice and should be applied equally to all who arrive in the UK under the age of 18, wherever they may have arrived from. That is the goal. The goal is to have the law changed and it written into law that anyone who arrived in the UK before the age of 18 is not eligible for deportation if they commit a crime. They will face their time, do their time in the UK, and they will be allowed to come out after paying their debt to society and reintegrate with the society there instead of being deported to the country of their birth. Oftentimes, a lot of these people left at a young age and have never been back. And you know how time goes. You know, the elderly, they pass away and people move. And a lot of these people don't have a support system when they get there. They are literally strangers in a strange land. So a Home Office spokesperson said that we make no apologies for seeking to remove dangerous foreign criminals to keep the public safe here in the UK. Each week, we remove foreign criminals from the UK to different countries who have no right to be here. This flight to Jamaica is no different. This flight to Jamaica, the people are being detained for this flight include convicted murderers and rapists. I love how they just throw that out there all the time. You know, and I can tell you what it does to the people in Jamaica. It makes them a bit nervous because, and then hence the stereotypical view of those who are being deported. Most Jamaicans can tell you that a deportee, to be called a deportee or labeled as a deportee, it's not a good thing. You're looked down upon. You are separated from society. And a lot of the times, they don't really get help per se, right? So, or they are targeted as well. So the people on the ground are actually looking at this flight coming in and they're thinking, here comes a flight filled with murderers and rapists. Oh my gosh. England has sent us the worst again. And now our crime rate's going to spike some more because these people are going to probably revert to their criminal ways in order to survive. Jamaica can't take that pressure anymore. It is already bursting at the seams with over 1,000 citizens murdered every year. And that's been going on for over a decade, well over a decade, right? Leave your comments in the comment section below. Do you think it's a good thing that they actually came up with this and enforced it for this one flight? And are you behind the rally, the cry for the law to change so that those who leave their land of birth as children before the age of 18, if the law changes in favor, should reflect that anyone of that stature must never be deported? Would that be progress? Or are you saying it doesn't matter what age you left, deport all of them? As long as they do wrong, just deport them. What's your stance on this one? We'll talk in the comment section below. But for me, it's a good look and a good step in the right direction. And I'm hoping that it gets written into law. All right? It's SouFLoTV. I'll catch you on the next video. I'm out. Peace.